Hey guys, Ash from Off-Grid Mojo with an update. I have marked out this polycarbonate, and the good thing about the polycarbonate, when you're doing the horizontal cuts in line, going with the lines on the flute, you got a great marking guide to go there. So you can see there I've marked out kind of where it's going. Well, not kind of, I've measured it about 5 times, and as you can see I've had to do a correction there because the actual mark was right on one of those flute join things there, so I had to just put it slightly on the other side. So there you go. So just going to be using a jigsaw, as you can see there, and what I've done just to start the cut is I just got a hacksaw and I just made a little thing there. So try and get some footage of it, guys. See how we go. Alright guys, so I've finished cutting it out and I've just temporarily taped it in a few spots. It is in place. So what I'm going to come in and do now is drill the holes for all the zip ties. And I'm going to put a couple of zip ties in, not all of them, just a couple strategic, really important ones here and there. Then I'm going to come in, lay the second piece on top, and then cut all that out, make sure all the markings line up nicely. I'll cut that out and then I'll come in, make sure it all fits, and then I'll do the same with the top piece. I'll come in and drill all the holes for the zip ties, and then I'll put a few strategic ones in, important ones, and then I'll come back to the bottom and I'll do the bottom first. I'll do all the zip ties, then I'll come back and do all the top. So that's the plan. As you can see in that corner there, there is a tiny little spot, hardly even worth worrying about. As I said, these polycarbonate sheets were 3 meters long. I tried to get 3.5 meter long ones, but Bunnings had a special order item for that one. It would have taken 3 weeks. I'm not prepared to wait that long. So that's only 200 mil variance there. That's a tiny little scrap piece. I'll figure out a way to put that in there and, you know, make it look cool. And then there's just this little bit here. You can see, I'll spin that around. See how it's just overhanging there? That little piece there needs to be cut back through there. But I can do that when it's all together. It's not a big deal. So I'll come back for that. Alright, here we go. Okay guys, I'm going to mark out this flange which goes on the outside of the polycarbonate for the portholes. And then I'll probably take this off and cut it on a flat surface so it's easier for me. But I had it roughly about there. So we want, pardon me, to cut it out on the inside, like so. Got to go around this little douver. That's very important, a little douver. Holes as well if I can. Yep, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lovely. Right.
So join us, we all stand and shout. An ancient race, we are and proud. So fill the glasses to the brink. A heavy hand, so you must think. But I have found the missing link. Refit is written. Raise a storm and go where we have never gone before. We have sworn to mend the bond that we have torn. Raise a storm and go where we have never been before. We have sworn to mend the bond that we have torn.
Frisbee. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys, because it's going to have that that gasket flange thing over it. But I just want to make sure I get all the burrs off. The other side doesn't feel too bad, pardon me. Alright, now the test. Now the test. I'm going to test this little sucker. See if it goes through. No. I'll make that a bit wider. I'll use the Stanley knife for that. Try anyway. Is it? Bad, it's not great. Right. Alright, we got it in. Sorry I didn't show you all of that, guys. It was a bit of work filing it back. But I got it in the end. And that will go over there. Go on there like that. All the holes have lined up nicely. Beautiful. Lovely. Alright. Let's go. Fuck it looks heaps cool already. That's with, you know, just imagining how it's all going to look with that on there. Right, partner. Alright, as you can see, I have cut out the second piece of polycarbonate, and that's sitting in there nicely. There's the join right through there, which is going to have zip ties either side of it and around a bar in some of the section. And that'll be enough of the section for that. And then a bit of tape running right along through there. Will end up looking pretty cool. So I'll just come back a bit, give you a bit of a shot there. Hang on. There we go. Try and get back. So it's looking pretty good with the porthole in it. Obviously, I've only temporarily put that in there. You know, cut it all out, drilled the holes. Because as I said in the previous upload, I want to get this all schmicko and have the holes for the portholes cut out, or at least the two down either end of where my head lies when I sleep, where my pillow is. I've actually got two other oval portholes coming, but I'm going to have to put them in after I've done the wrap, because they're going to be some months away yet. But yeah, look, I managed to get away without putting a huge amount of zip ties in. Strategically place them in parts where there's a bar behind there, and this top one is really a snug fit. I'm only going to need a couple through there, and obviously the tape through the seams where they meet up will be good, and I'll have other tape up in there as well. So mate, I'm so happy with that. Let's see what it looks like looking down on this angle. There's the porthole. Let's go from this side, front looking down, looking back. Oh yeah, that's going to look freaking cool, man. Freaking cool. Very happy with that. And it was so much easier doing this polycarbonate than core flute, because as you know, I had 3 pieces of 2.5mm black core flute, which I got from Bunnings, and I'd sandwiched them in opposing directions and Sikaflex them. But because they were so thin and so light that when the sun hit them, they all warped. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case with this. This is UV treated. This is specifically for patio roofs and, you know, stuff like that. So I'm hoping that it's not going to warp. I don't think it will. And it was just so much easier. Cutting it out with the jigsaw was easy. You know, putting it in, you know, filing all the burrs off was easy. With the porthole, there were some bits that needed filing back. That didn't take long. So all in all, I'm very happy with it. Around the wheel arches there, I'm actually leaving that piece of flute, and in the graphic upload that I had in the last one, I'll do another one at the end of this upload as well. That's going to be the black diagonal thing going down, so I'll end up spraying the black core flute with Rust-Oleum first, and then coming in with a matte black, and also Rust-Oleum doing a line going down in a curve and straight up, and then coming in with the matte black as well. So I don't have to rip off that core flute, and I didn't have to try and make this 10mm flute, what do you call it, taper in. Like there's a curvature from here, you see from here down to the bottom there, it curves in. So I don't know how I would have gone trying to curve this core flute. I would have had to have put a cut through one side of it and tried it, but you know, bugger it, it's already there. I'm just going to use that. And because this is only one sheet of 2.5mm, and on the other side of that I have a 5mm piece of flute which is Sikaflexed and zip tied to it, so effectively it's 7.5mm, and as you can see, bloody lovely. Okay guys, I've finished up for today. Pardon me. I'm very happy with that porthole. Bloody hell. That just looks freaking awesome. And as stated, it's only temporary because the wrap's got to go on yet. I got all these seams looking schmicko. I've left the protective film on there up until the wrap comes, when I'll rip it all off and wipe it all down with isopropyl alcohol. Up here, if you can see it, where is it? Up there, I've done a bit of a whoopsie with the jigsaw, but that's okay. You're not going to see that. It's going to have a dirty big black piece of Gorilla black tape going over all of that. Look at that. Look at here, the rigidity. Look at that, no movement. Oh, there's a big gap between frames in there, but you know, it'll have EVA foam on it. But yeah, mate, I'm so happy with that. I've still got to come down here and cut these off, but I need to hop to it to catch the bus. I didn't get down here as early as I wanted today because I had some other things to do. But I'll be back here. The wrap's on its way. I got a message this morning saying that it had shipped, and it was only coming from Bayswater, I think. So this is what it looks like from the inside, looking out through the polycarbonate. And down there you can see the little porthole. I'll zoom in there. Hello, Mr. Porthole. How are you? I'm good, thanks. Yeah, you're going to let in some lovely cool breezes for me, aren't you? At night time in the summer. Looking forward to that. I haven't trimmed down any of these things yet because these are adjustable ones, and I want to make sure I've got everything correct before I trim them down. So I'll come back and do that. So I'll be back here as soon as the wrap comes. I'll be back to do the wrap on this side. Obviously I'll take the porthole out, do the wrap, and get into it. I've also still got to do the insect mesh screen for that, the homemade one. I've got an idea of how I can successfully do that. And what else did I want to say? Yes, when it comes to the wrap is 1500 millimeters wide and it's 5 meters long. So 1.5 meters is going to end up somewhere up about there, I imagine, because this is in the highest spot. Up here is 1.7 meters from the bottom of the floor to up here is 1.7 meters. So I'm figuring 1.5 will be sort of up around there somewhere. And what I'm going to do is obviously start it from the top and go down and do all that section, and then with the other piece I will start from the bottom up. I'll have a tiniest little overlap between the two, and I won't have a massive roll of it. I'll just cut out the section that's needed, and then I'll come in and go from the seam where it's going to fold over, seam up. I'll go up that section there. Alright guys, so I'm going to pack it up and get the flock out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Catch you in another upload. Stay safe. Cheers. Bye.